Warning: nail fungus affects 30 million people in the United States alone. It can lead to uncontrolled fungal infections that can become opportunistic and can lead to very severe, life-threatening conditions.
Now, when I remember what my toenails used to look like, it pains me to think of how embarrassed I used to feel. I had this deep shame around my feet, and I always had this fear that anytime someone saw me, they would instantly assume, well, I was, some kind of dirty person who never showered or just didn't care about my personal hygiene. And when I would go in public to a place where I had to show my feet, my fears were validated. I'll never forget the time I went to my community pool, and my neighbors were just horrified by the sight of my feet. But now everything has changed, and I want to help people in this world and explain to you before it's too late how this yellow, disgusting fungal disease infested my body and almost cost me my foot and my marriage. So there is a happy ending to this story, and one that you must stick around to and hear about, especially if you're one of the 30 million Americans suffering with the same disgusting toenail fungus like I was. Now, you see, I'm blessed to say that after trying every single remedy under the sun, I've discovered an unbelievable solution that eradicates fungus once and for all. And I know it works because I've used it on myself and my very own family. I've also seen it work for everyone else that I told about it. They were happily reporting to me saying so. Each and every person I told about this groundbreaking solution sent me thanks for how it had changed their life. So now stick around, because I'm going to share something so important with you, something that completely changed my life. Now, my name is John Ford, and I'm 65 years old, and I live in Chicago, Illinois with my wife, Amanda. It's my life's mission now to tell you and the rest of the world about the secret fungus destroyer that saved me, because no one else will. Soon you'll learn about this miracle so that you can reverse the yellow plaque growing beneath your nails with the same exact formula that I recently discovered. Because I believe in my heart that you deserve to restore your healthy, beautiful looking feet that you were born to have. And most importantly, get your confidence back without kind of flushing your hard-earned money down the toilet for the laser treatments that can be harmful, or expensive medications that can sometimes cause irreversible kidney or liver damage. Also, after spending countless hours of research into home remedy mixes that I used to, just to find that nothing worked to solve my nagging problem that I had for decades, I can finally bring this revolutionary solution to you today. So if you're ready to watch your toenails return to their normal color and texture in less than a few weeks, then please make the commitment to watch this to the very end. And in just a moment, you will discover what's really going on with your toenails so you can free yourself from those hideous yellow toenails and use what you learned right here, right away, to get rid of this embarrassing sickness before it's too late. Because you're about to see, solving this problem isn't rocket science like the big companies they want you to believe. In fact, getting rid of toenail fungus can be simpler than you may realize. And you will soon see how different that this solution is than anything else that you ever tried or heard of in the marketplace before. Now, but of course, while I was sitting on that paper-lined exam table, staring at a picture of a dermatophyte beside the doctor. I looked down at my ravaged foot while the doctor spoke. I was feeling hopeless and scared. Almost nobody realizes that this monstrosity is more than just a fungus. As the doctor explained, it's a highly contagious parasitic microorganism that takes root in the skin and blood of a host. Yeah, it spreads on contact through the skin of humans, also through your clothes and upholstered furniture. In the hospital, my wife pulled my hand into hers, and I could see she was scared. She has not got the toenail fungus yet, but the doctor's words melted into my thoughts, and I felt completely alone for so many years. I was dealing with my thick, chunky toenails, changing color, looking more morbid from one day to the next, and yet I never saw what was really going on. Why do the large industries hide the solution from you and me and everyone else with toenail fungus? Or why do none of the 30 million Americans who suffer with toenail fungus feel like they are able to talk about it? And if they did, what would happen? Not in my wildest dreams did I think that I would be, the kind of the chosen one. Never did I think an average Joe like me would discover an unbelievably effective yet surprisingly obvious answer to embarrassing, ugly toenail fungus. A solution to permanently change the lives of the countless men and women. We're lucky enough to stumble upon my message the way you are here right now. So, if you suffer the stigma and the confusion of grotesque toenail fungus, or if you are ready to accept the deadly reality of this horrible parasite, then you pay close attention to what I'm about to tell you, because my story will be one of the most important messages you will ever hear. I really believe that in many ways. You see, this solution works in a way that guarantees that your toenail fungus is completely eradicated 100%. I still can't help but feel grateful because while I was trembling like a frightened child and looking over the ghastly dermatophyte, I had no idea it could be so easy to get rid of this fungus once and for all. Now, the hideous fungal parasite in that photograph infected me and can infect you and 20% of the population over 60 years of age. It is as vicious as it is easy to kill, believe me. I would make one of the biggest mistakes of my life in just a few seconds after seeing what my toenail fungus really looked like and what I was doing and what it was doing to me. So I felt so desperate to get rid of those concrete-like toenails and finally feel normal again. And when the doctor suggested a prescription, I said, okay, sure. The truth is, I would have been better off throwing my own liver away than taking those darn pills. Here's the story. Now, this story isn't easy for me to tell, but if you're going to clear away your toenail fungus, you have to hear it because it is what led me to the simple solution that I'm going to share with you right here. And it's shaking to the core of the medical world as we know it for one simple reason. The myth that you cannot get rid of toenail fungus easily and quickly. This is an outright lie designed by the mass media and the big companies who want to squeeze money out of you until your bank account is bone dry. Which is why this video will reveal everything they have worked so hard to keep hidden, as this myth has been cleverly disguised as medical knowledge for decades. Now, look, here's the truth. This industry machine is set to reach revenues of more than $1.1 trillion and almost $500 billion in the United States alone. And while I shuffled away from the doctor's office carrying my prescription for a $500 antifungal medication, which was supposedly going to fix my toenail fungus, I had a suspicion This was much bigger than my doctor or any individual person could tell me, and you know what? I was right. My $500 was cast into a pool of $500 million spent on useless treatments. Now, I tried every home remedy, too. I didn't know at the time, but the useless home remedies were an essential part of my discovery process and ultimately led me to beat my fungus. But when I first failed, I tried them all. Vinegar, diluted bleach, menthol salves, rubbing garlic and oregano on my toes. Even peeing on my feet. My frustration and impatience grew, so I filled up my prescription and brought home my pills. I did what anyone else in my lousy position would do. I took the drugs, and it wasn't long before I began seeing the side effects. I got a big rash across my stomach, and then itching from my ankles all the way up my legs, like, spiders crawling all over me 24/7, not to mention the weird smells I suffered through all of it. Because I desperately wanted to get rid of the fungus in my body. I was sitting in my living room chair, and then from nowhere, I felt a sudden cramp in my side. I didn't think anything of it. Stuff like that happens all the time at my age. But then out of nowhere, a huge spasm went from a slight throb to what felt like the explosion of a sawed-off shotgun to my belly. So I rushed over to the bathroom. Last thing I remember is falling near the toilet. I must have blacked out, because the next thing I know, I'm looking up at the bright lights from a hospital bed. I'm hooked up with hoses and tubes like the machines are the only thing keeping me alive. When I looked around the room, I saw nothing but a calendar marked August 5th. I became confused. I remember the date was July 23rd. Then the doctor walks in along with my wife. And when I see the expression on her face, it shocks me to my very core. I can barely speak, but I put all my might into 2 words for my wife. "Oh, what happened?" The doctor cuts in and says, "Fungus that you were treating has become worse." I looked at my wife and I said, No, not me. Once again, the doctor steps in and he says, "The same fungus that's under your toenails is infecting and it's flourishing in your bloodstream. It happens more than you'd like to know. Fungal spores can travel through moisture air conditioning units. And if your home has 1 ounce of mold in it, these spores will have a field day through your belongings." Yeah, your belongings. And I found out the parasite had spread to the fabrics of our home, the towels, the linens, everything. My wife broke into tears and explained that she was humiliated to go outside in the neighborhood. Yeah, she heard people whisper about her at the grocery store from the neighbors seen, first of all, the ambulance in front of our house. And since then, she's been tirelessly cleaning every last thing in our home, hoping the problem would go away. All I can do is lay there, helplessly feeling sorry for myself. Yeah, this all because of what started out as just yellow toenail fungus. I couldn't gather my thoughts quickly enough. I was completely unprepared for what you would say next. The silence in the room was so thick I could taste it. And then a whisper came from my doctor's mouth. "If we can't get this under control, we're going to have to possibly amputate your foot." I felt a jolt of pain shoot up my leg. As he said it, "The fungus is taking over my foot." I must have been on numbing agents because all I could feel down there was a dull pulsing through my big toe. I looked up once more at the blinding lights of that terrible hospital and felt tears run down my cheeks. I didn't want to see anyone or anything So I shut my eyes as if to pretend this was all a dream. And I was about to wake up, but I wasn't going to wake up. This was really happening. And if I didn't find a way to solve it, I would lose my foot. I went home holding back my tears, trying to be a strong man as my wife pushed me in my new wheelchair because the painkillers were wearing off and I was in excruciating pain and it was just too much to walk. I kept asking myself, how did this happen so fast? Why me? At home, I sat and sobbed until I couldn't take it anymore. Was I going to let this toenail fungus ruin my life even more than it already had? There must be something I can do. Something. I wanted to give up somehow, but somehow I knew I couldn't. So I took off the bandages around my toes. It was not a good look. The ancient mummified toenails on my feet looked worse than ever. They were yellow and crusted with black, growing in all the wrong directions. It was going to cost me my life if I didn't take control. I was going to find a way to get rid of this fungus nightmare once and for all. I was determined to fix my toenails without the dangerous meds that put me in this mess, in this position. So I promised myself I would become an expert on this terrible fungus. Now, I had dozens of books stacked up around my bedroom, and for the next few days, I went through hundreds of websites and expert reviews, all with one goal in mind, to finally get rid of my embarrassing toenail fungus. Now, it took some time, but eventually, I stumbled across something remarkable in my research. Here's what I learned. I learned of the combination of the miraculous healing effects of emu oil used for hundreds of years by Aborigines in Australia, combined with a modern cutting-edge revolutionary antifungal, has been shown to work here by using emu oil as a delivery system to get the fungicide ingredients carried to the site where the fungus is at its worst. Then these ingredients arrive at the cell wall, killing the fungus and eradicating the fungus within hours. The product is called Emu Wade Max, and it is an amazing antifungal product which destroys the fungus. Now, my toenail fungus did not disappear the very next day, but I could definitely feel the difference within 48 hours. I wasn't feeling as much pain. It became easier to move around. This was a godsend. Best of all, within just a few days, my toenails started looking visibly different. When I saw this happening, our lives totally changed for the better, until finally one morning I woke up to look down at my feet, and my yellow, thick nails were replaced by healthy, young-looking nails, and my wife's face returned to its natural beauty. I was completely fungus-free. I was ecstatic. And there was only one thing left to confirm before sharing this amazing solution with the world, the moment of truth. My wife and I went back to the doctor's office, with my palms sweating. Part of me thought he would say that, this was some kind of just placebo effect or just my wishful imagination. I shuddered to think that I would still have to get my foot amputated when we walked in his office when he started examining me. He couldn't believe it. The fungus was gone. When I removed my shoes and he saw the healthy, shiny toenails where my yellow fungus was before, I thought he would kind of have a heart attack. He looked at my toenails and kept repeating. He said 3 times these words, "This is impossible. This is impossible." He said, he gave me an entire checkup, looked at my entire body. He drew my blood, and he was truly flabbergasted. And finally, his tone changed. "This should be impossible. I don't understand how the fungus is gone completely." When he said these words, I knew I had to get this to as many people as possible. I was finally free of the stigma of the humiliation of yellow toenail fungus. And when I realized that, I knew they were millions of others who deeply desire to be free from the chains of toenail fungus just like me, which is why you're watching this right now. Right now, yes. This breakthrough solution was sent into the world by a group of good people at a laboratory in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, who call this amazing product Emu Wade Max. Now, this is now available at hundreds of natural stores. If you're wondering why you haven't heard about it, you heard about them or about this product, it's because nobody talks about toenail fungus treatment. Yes, simply put, it's embarrassing. So you know as well as I do that it is not your fault that you had toenail fungus. It can come from anywhere, even your air conditioning. And it threatens anyone who does not know how to reverse its damage. Sadly, the multi-billion-dollar industry loves it that way. It keeps their pockets nice and heavy with your hard-earned money. But not anymore. Not now that you have discovered this video and heard my story. Because when you use the Emu Made Max, you will enjoy the same feeling of well-being. Your confidence will skyrocket and you'll finally release yourself from the painful shame of toenail fungus that just literally keeps you hiding the gross infection from the eyes of others. You will finally reverse the plague, which attacks you during the years of your life where you deserve to spend time at the pool, at the beach, and at the sauna without fear of others and what they will say about those disgusting toenails. It all can be yours. They call this solution Emu Wade Max. And when you start using this amazing product, in a short period of time, you will completely eliminate the dangerous toenail fungus that affects millions without side effects, without expensive medical bills, and without the torture that most people go through. To see progress right away, you won't have to worry about doctor visits or other, embarrassing run-ins with people who judge you for your unsightly nails, and you will see and feel the difference in your toenails for the rest of your life. Just imagine when you wake up and look down at your toes to see the fungus is gone, knowing you and your loved ones are safe from the same humiliating fungal diseases that have plagued you and millions of others just like you. Picture how great your life can be without that embarrassment of toenail fungus. If you truly desire change, if you feel you deserve to be free from disgusting feet and a compromised immune system and hidden dangers to your health, then you must know there's nothing like this anywhere else on the internet, in stores, or available from a podiatrist. Right now is your chance to end your fight against fungus once and for all. Yes, that's a promise. You will have no more dermatophytes infecting your skin, wreaking havoc under the surface, no more hopelessly covering up your toes to avoiding the humiliation that would happen if someone saw your horrific toenails and you cover up the real problem with medications. You can solve all these issues easily. Millions of people have already witnessed the amazing power of Emu Wade Max, and you can too. All it takes is accepting the truth that you don't have to live with this dirty secret anymore. Just imagine those thick, yellow, gruesome, nauseating toenails while that feeling of self-consciousness disappears and you become normal again. Most people can't believe the difference they feel and the fact that you can do it without dangerous prescription medication. without breaking the bank to pay for expensive medical procedures right now. You can do it without any of that because you have found the #1 toenail fungus product in the world. Now listen, this is especially important. Not only is the solution proven to work for people like you, I'm also going to help you save some money. I'm going to do something very special for you that no one else will ever be willing to do, okay? Prescriptions can cost a small fortune. Believe me, I want you to know that for me, it's not about money. It's much more. It's much more important than that. It's about protecting you and your family. That's why I want you to have the solution. Now, without paying $279. No, you won't even pay half that. You see, people will judge and embarrass you if you show them your disease-ridden toenails. They will say hurtful things behind your back and will shoot down your self-esteem so that you can never sit still without wondering if they assumed you was dirty and healthy because of your toenails. And that's why when you decide to take a step forward and make the commitment to healthy normie toenails, you can do it with the extremely low price of just $78 to finally see those toenails look and feel like they did when you were in your 20s. You'll get to finally enjoy your life free of that awful fungus forest underneath your toenails. You see, I desperately want you to have the results that so many others are having. So I'm going to take this amazing price a step further. For today only, you're not going to pay the already discounted price of $78 today. On behalf of Spear Laboratories, right now, you can claim a month's supply of Imuade for less than $2 a day. To order, click the button below this video that says claim your offer now, and you'll be taken to a very secure web page. Imuade Max delivers to all 50 states in America and across the world with industry-leading customer service. And the good people over at Spear Labs will personally help you every step of the way. Trust me, when I say this to you, you will want to do this as soon as possible because, as you might expect, this product is flying off the shelves as we speak, and if you don't move quickly, there is a good chance you'll miss out, which is why I recommend you stock up quickly. Now, the chance to change your life and your health is just a click of a button away. So do this right now, and don't let another second go by before you secure your order and end your battle against toenail fungus for good. Click the Claim Imuade Max Now button below this video and claim your package of Imuade Max before it's gone. This will not be available for long, especially at this insanely low price. If for any reason you're still not sure or you're hesitant to, you're just a little skeptical right now of this, does this really work like I say it does? Then don't worry. I totally understand. I want to make sure you're 100% confident in your decision to get rid of your toenail fungus for good. That's why I'm going to go another step further and make the small price tag totally irrelevant. Well, most people agree that a solution that finally gets rid of toenail fungus forever is priceless. When you make your order today, your purchase only becomes permanent if the solution works for you. That's right. On behalf of Spear Laboratories and the creator of Imuade Max, they are giving you a 100% no questions asked money back guarantee with a heartfelt promise. The details are simple. You have a full 30 days to witness the transformation of your toenails before you have to decide if you want to keep the formula. If at any time between now and the next month you don't see amazing results, I want you to reach out to me. Industry-leading customer service team at Spear Laboratories, and we will return every penny to you. On top of that, we'll even let you keep your package as our way of saying thanks for trying. I believe that you deserve to be free of the disgusting yellow toenails that make you so self-conscious and embarrassed to show your feet in public. Believe me, I know. That's why I'm proud to give you this promise. You will see the results for yourself and smile with joy when you realize that the solution does work and it does remove that yellow fungus. Yes, it does exactly what you wanted to, and more so. If you're not absolutely blown away yourself, just send us an email or give us a call, and your money goes right back into your card. It's as easy as the click of a button. They are taking on all the risk so that you can finally get rid of those foul toenails and the disgusting foul odor. The only thing left to do is to go ahead and get started with this amazing solution by clicking the button below this video right now. As you can probably tell, this opportunity is not like anything you've seen before or you will ever see again. You will soon realize this is the answer to the fungus problem you've been hiding for so long. There are only 3 questions you really need to ask yourself. Now, the first question is, are you happy with what your toenails look and feel like? It's a simple yes or no question. And the fact that you're still here shows me you're not happy. And you answered no to that question, which leads you to the second question. What do I do? Now look, I know as well as you do that your unsightly toenails are not your fault. You didn't choose to be affected. You're not dirty or unhygienic like most people would say if they saw your toenails right now. There's only one answer to this question and one thing to do. You must make a change, which leaves one last thing you must ask yourself. How soon will you change this? Well, if the answer is right in front of you to this question, that will decide where you are 1 month from now, 6 months from now, a year from now. You can continue down the path you are already on. You can choose more frustration. You can stall and do more research, which you know is just a code for procrastination. You can tell yourself you're going to try some other solution, one that's not 100% guaranteed to work. You can simply just kind of sit there and let this opportunity pass you by and wait until your toenails get so out of hand that the condition becomes irreversible, or you wake up in the hospital just like what happened to me. It's awful to imagine you trying to hide all that agony with a smile on your face as you go about your day filled with frustration, shame, and social isolation, not to mention the ungodly medical bills. No, that's not what I want for you. You deserve so much more. That's why the only rational choice is to get rid of your toenail fungus right now. Anything less than taking massive, immediate action is putting you, your family, and your loved ones at unacceptable risk. You don't want that. When you can restore your toenails to what they were before this ordeal, you once again can freely wear sandals at the beach and at the pool once again. Protect yourself and your pride from the shame of this ugly condition. And now that you've been here watching this video, you know it's possible to do it for less than the cost of a cup of coffee per day with this risk-free opportunity. Those toenails will transform and grow into the youthful, healthy-looking nails you had decades ago, and it will happen faster than you would expect if you can imagine them shifting color, going from yellow to a healthy, bright pink. Let the transformation be a reality. It's time to move forward, and make the only logical choice. The ball's in your court. Now all I can do is tell you is what you're like most people with toenail fungus. The only thing to do is click the Claim the Emu Wade Max Now button below, right now. Your transformation begins now. Since you're still here, you might still have a few questions about this incredible product. So I'll take a few seconds to answer the most common questions. How fast does the Emu Wade Max work? As you can see, throughout, we recommend giving the product a trial of at least 20 days for best results. What if it doesn't work for me? It's unlikely, but if the Emu Wade Max doesn't work for you, then simply send us an email or give us a call and we'll give you your money back. No questions asked. Simply give it a try for 30 days as directed on the jar. And if you aren't thrilled with your results, send it back for a full rebuild. Don't live like this with this dangerous, gross, and ugly problem. A simple and quick transformation can begin, and it can begin today. All the best. Thank you.